Hey there, Tom Romeo from PCS. Today I want to talk to you about something that I don't normally talk about, and that is SEO, search engine optimization, and pay-per-click, and how these things can make or break a small company. So what you see in front of you is a keyword in Google, barcode tracking software. Now, everyone here that's an ad is paying for that spot. So my number one competitor, well, we'll get to that in a second. You look here, and my website is listed, but on page 4, right? If I go to page 1, these are all the ads, right, which take up the better part of the screen. And here's the first organic, and here's the second organic search item. So these are my two top competitors. And what I need to do from an SEO perspective is a better job than these guys do. Now the problem is um, they also might have a higher page ranking or not, and I could check that, or they might have a whole lot more backlinks than I do. Everybody talks about getting backlinks. So now let's look at another tab. For these keywords, barcode document tracking, which is pretty much what most of my customers purchase Traverse for, you see I am on page 1, but I'm at the bottom of the page. The top of the page is 1, 2, 3, 4 ads, and GigaTrack and FileHawk are my top 2 competitors. So I need to tweak my SEO to try to get above those two guys, but at least I'm on page 1. So there's a higher likelihood that I'll be clicked. Okay, so here's what happens. You wind up finding let's go back here to page 1. You see there's an ad, Captera. Then there's other ads. GigaTrack is actually paying for an ad here. But then if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to find that Captera is actually on page 1 organically. So who's Captera? What are they doing? You click at Captera, and they're actually talking about GigaTrack. But if you click back here, you will find that Captera is actually nothing more than a company that has a whole bunch of listings with the product descriptions. So you say, well, hey, you know what? It might not be a bad idea to get listed on Captera. And you can do that. You can list your website on Captera, right? Now, every one of these that has a visit website tag is paying for that position. But you can have your site listed on Captera for free, which gives you a backlink. And you want the backlink because that'll give you a better organic search. Now, if you scroll all the way down here, keep scrolling, right? Show more. There's GigaTrack again, right? So you see GigaTrack is actually featured on that page, but they're down below, right? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Show more. And there's mine. Okay, so you see I'm at the bottom of this list. How could this possibly benefit me? If you want to be on page 1 of Google, here I am on page 4 or 5 of a secondary website. Now, the advantage to Captera is you see the compare box. So you can list 2 or more of these types of products, and based on the description, do a comparison. And that's the advantage of using Captera. But again, Captera has not reviewed any of these products. All they've done is allow people to put in their own descriptions, and then you use the compare button to compare descriptions written by the vendors of the products. So it's not like anybody from Captera has actually downloaded this software and tried it out. Okay. So here I am now at my Captera portal, and I'm going into the bidding process. You see, I'm only bidding $2 a click, which means everybody else that's above me is bidding more than $2 a click. I don't know how much, but I'm only bidding 2. I'm only allowing $10 a month, which means basically 5 clicks a month. And that's because we're going to get into that in a little while. I noticed that there's some, shall I say, fuckery afoot going on with Captera. You see, I've got this email. Look at the date on that email, June 1st. Okay, and it says I've already almost reached my budget. 80% of my budget has been expired. That means that on June 1st, when my budget became active, immediately I've gotten 3 clicks. Okay, now how could that be? Who is going on June 1st to position to 4 pages down on this secondary website and clicking me? Well, I'm going to show you. You watch. I went and hold on. Let's go back to my Captera listing. If I click on the asset tracking link, okay, you see it's Canada, Ireland, UK, and United States. Okay, and look at my estimated position, right? It's horrible. Who's going to scroll down on the first day of the month and click me 3 times? I'll give you the answer. Nobody. Now, pricing. So somebody is automatically clicking on the pricing, Captera P. Okay? So now, if I go to this text document and look up the word Captera, okay? So Captera P was dinged by this IP address, this address, and this address. Okay, so what's the significance here? Okay, so and also notice that all of these hits all happened at 2:04 a.m. 3 different IP addresses clicked my Captera P, which is looking for pricing, and it all occurred at 2:04 a.m. Okay, so now by IP, okay, and we're going to do a domain search. So the first one I'm going to search for is, okay, so that's Google, right? And that's pretty much the Google bot. Okay, so 66 249 70 05 is the Google bot. Okay, and let's go back and search for, this one is Amazon. Okay, and let's go back and search for, and this one is Google also. So essentially, at 2:04 a.m. on June 1st, at position, what's my horrible position? My horrible position is 44. UK, the United States, is position 59. And then for the barcoding, it is, position 28. So that means at 2 a.m. on June 1st, somebody went to position either 59 or 28 and clicked my ad. And it is a bot, right? But per this document in email, I have already closed 80% of my budget. And this is why I only commit $10 a month to Captera, because basically I'm being robbed by the robots. Okay? So now, what am I to do? Well, I have two choices. I have to do two things. I need to improve my organic search ability, and I need to get in front of the people that need my product, which means instead of waiting for them to search for me, I need to advertise in the space where they reside, and then hopefully I'll get more people to find my site and find my products, and it'll be people that actually need the product rather than depending on these bots. Let's justify my findings. Let's say I change my budget to $200 a month, right? At $5 a click, we're talking about 40 clicks a month. That's $2,400 a year, all right? So if I continue down this path where I'm waiting for people to find me, I'm subject to the robots and I'm subject to these false clicks that may or may not be people. Now, $2,400 may not seem like it's a lot of money, but when you consider the product, um, a single sale with software and hardware and whatnot, it might be more or less than 2,400. It might, it really depends on the full package that's sold and whether you sell training and everything else. But the bottom line is, why should I gamble on a technology that is fraught with all this peril